Well, we've been waiting for this moment for 2 years. July is finally here, and Spanish Fork is ready to celebrate big time. That's right, it's time for Fiesta Days. And we mean it real this time, a full schedule of fun. I'm Mike Mendenhall, your host for this special program. And if you know anything about what's going on this year, we have the past, the present, and the future chairs of Fiesta Days. So we are excited to welcome the hardest working people in Spanish Fork for the next month for sure, but you've been working overtime for months leading up to this as well. Your chairman this year, Ron and Allison Nilsson, thanks for joining us today. Mark and Mindy Warner, thank you for joining us today, and Clint and Karen Muhlstein, the past chairs. So the current chairs, the incoming chairs, and the past chairs, all here with a wealth of knowledge about Fiesta Days.
You're trying to push it, aren't you?
These are the people to ask anything that is Fiesta Days. They've been living and breathing it now for almost a year, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So residents, really quick, if you have not got your magazine in the mail yet at your home, you can come down to the city office, to the Parks and Rec office as well, and get a copy of the magazine. Everything we're going to talk about today with these great people is in the Fiesta Days magazine, right? You can find all the times, all the places, and all the events. And before we get into a list of those events, of when and where they happen and what they are, first, tell us a little bit about what's been going on. Tell us how you came up with the theme for Fiesta Days this year, what was behind that, and really how it's all come together in this post-pandemic world that we're living in.
You know, I think that Karen and Clint would be the best ones to talk about that, because this theme was actually going to be the theme that we were going to do last year and weren't able to do it. So they kind of came up with a theme and we just rolled it over into this year.
Sure, we can do that. So thinking about it just a little bit, the main discussion that we had a few years ago was looking at how Spanish Fork has grown and all the population, all the stuff that's going up on the East Bench, the West Bench, and everywhere in the city. And we just wanted to try to figure out how we can bring everybody together and continue to have that good hometown feel. And so I think that's where the Growing Together came up with. Because of the pandemic, we made some changes, but we still think it fits very well this year. And we still want that same goal. We still have a lot of building going on. We have a lot of new businesses and things like that. And we just want to bring everybody together and continue to build Spanish Fork.
I think the Growing Together theme gives us a unity. I think we need Spanish Fork to have unity, and I feel like the theme goes well with the word unity.
That's a great way of putting it. In a world that seems like we're getting disjointed, more and more every day, of differences of opinions and things like that, growing together, really we can kind of control that in our own community, right? Yep. I told some people earlier, I live on the east side of town, and so a lot of my neighbors on that east side of town come from different cities, some come from different states and everything else, and so Fiesta Days is a pretty new thing for them and their families, right? But growing together simply means, hey, you can make this your, join us. You can make this your tradition, your family tradition.
It's something that we need these new people, the move-ins, to come out and enjoy this. I mean, what a great experience this has been for each and every one of us. I grew up with this, so, we want to pass it on to the future people, generations.
Yeah. I love that. I love that we want you to be a part of it. We need you to be a part of it, right?
Exactly.
Which is in so many aspects of our life. And growth can be painful sometimes, right? When you guys were younger, and if you're born and raised in Spanish Fork, it was less than 10,000 people, right?
Yes.
And now we're bumping up against 44 and 45,000 residents. A lot of them are kids. I'm a product of that and everything else. But a lot of people moving from out of town as well. But that's a beautiful way of putting it, that growing together and being part of the community together.
That we build a community, that we're, I grew up here, born and raised, my family settled here, my grandfathers and stuff, and it's just important that we all come together with our businesses and our community, the new people that we, and that's why I chose to settle here too. So that my kids and myself, we could experience that community experience.
Right.
and not just be individuals, but involved as a community.
Yeah, that's very good. You've hit a home run with the theme this year. I commend you for it. I like that you, Mark, that you mentioned the businesses. So in this magazine as well, you'll see a lot of advertisements for local businesses. We sure appreciate them. I know that this magazine doesn't happen without them paying for those advertisements. And so for sure, just look at those businesses in the magazine and patronize them and tell them thank you for giving us a great publication to keep track of what's going on, because there's a lot of activities we can go to. So speaking of activities, let's get into it. Activities start pretty soon. I mean, here we are,
Saturday.
July 8th, right? And we're starting Saturday, yeah, July 10th. So the first piece of the party that is Fiesta Days is on Saturday, July 10th, and it's the pickleball tournament. Clint and Karen, tell us a little bit about that. Pickleball, relatively new thing, but pretty dang popular in Spanish Fork.
Well, if you want to have a blast, come on out and play pickleball. Those courts are used regularly. It's probably some of the most used real estate in the city of Spanish Fork. You go walking down that trail. I've played pickleball on the courts, and those things are being used at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning till dusk. And so we encourage you to come out and participate and play. I believe there's 16 courts there. Again, the tournament starts at 8 a.m. down at the sports park. And just remember that those of you that have signed up as a team, you need to be there 30 minutes early before your first game starts to make sure that you're registered and ready to go. But again, if you want to have a blast, that's a fun one.
Awesome, perfect. And right next to the pickleball courts is the beautiful sports park. I almost call it the Central Park of Spanish Fork, right? It flows along the river, and it's just one of the most pretty spots in Spanish Fork. And so we have our softball tournament right there, right, Mark and Mindy?
That's correct.
And that happens on Saturday as well.
Saturday morning. The registration is already taken care of, and the bracketing is being done. Now, Spanish Fork, growing up here, is the mecca for recreational baseball and softball. I don't think there's any other community that's more involved in that in the nation.
Yeah.
So, and back 100 years ago when I used to play competitive softball, it was always a really top-notch tournament. It was run well. Some of the best teams in the area always attended. And it's just, if you want to see some really good softball play, come attend these, watch these games.
Yep. Great tournament. It's going to be a great time. Come and just watch it if you're not a part of it, right? It's a good time. All right, that skips us to Tuesday, July 13th. We take a couple days off, and then we're back at the sports park for the Kickball Challenge. Clint and Karen, what's
Again,
kickball?
if you want to come down and have a blast, come on down and play some kickball. I believe it's 8 players per team. It's an adult tournament. They're looking for people that are at least 10th grade and above. And they will post all the bracketing will be posted on July 12th after 5 p.m. And again, we just encourage you to come down and participate in that. If you need further details as far as any of these events that we're talking about, just go online and look at sffiestadays.com.
Perfect. That's a great way of us younger folks to grab our phone and check what's going on too, right? Good.
Yeah.
Good. Takes us to Wednesday, the baby contest. This is always a good thing. I didn't win the baby contest when I was little.
You didn't?
No,
Well,
I can't believe.
participated too, and they said I was too old.
Is that right? They took you out of it, huh?
Yeah,
All right.
I was kind of upset. I'll get over it.
So July 14th, the baby contest.
Right. The registration for that is taking place right now. You do that at the rec department. The fee for that is $10 a child, but every child comes away with a photo, and there's always been, and there will be this year, 2 categories. One of them, if you want to dress your child, baby, whatever age they are, up in a costume that kind of goes along with our theme, they're giving a prize for that as well. We always have lots of babies show up, and if you don't have a chance to pre-register, you're still welcome to come the day of. They don't want you to arrive until 5:45, and the fee that day will be $15. And we hope to see lots of cute little babies out there.
It's also an election season. You might get some politicians down there trying to kiss babies,
Yeah.
shake hands, and things like that, just for the
Did
cameras.
that happen to you?
Yeah, that might have happened to me. Yeah. Also on that day, on Wednesday, July 14th, this looks like a new one to me, Ron and Allison. Is the cornhole tournament new, or has it happened before?
Well, it's new to us. It's I first heard of it at work.
Okay.
And so this is new to me, but it is the cornhole tournament. It is on July 14th at 7 p.m. at the sports park.
Okay.
The registration was on July 7th, so the schedule will be posted online on July 13th, and that's. I encourage everybody to come and watch this. I've learned to kind of play it. So I hit the board, so I've made progress.
You're getting there.
So, and, you know, these people put this is a fun new sport, I guess you could call it,
Yeah.
something for every age.
It's
So-
become super popular. Everybody has them in their yards now.
Yeah.
So I think it would be super fun to watch.
I found during the pandemic, sports was canceled. I saw cornhole on ESPN, and I'm like, I'm not watching this. And then 2 hours later, I'm still watching. So if you're not participating, come down and watch that as well.
Exactly.
And SPIKEBALL at the same time, Mark and Mindy, right?
Yes, I know nothing about SPIKEBALL other than you can register for that and play that. I could use anybody's help or anybody's knowledge about SPIKEBALL because I have not played it. I have not watched it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
does anybody know anything about SPIKEBALL?
You got to be young and you got to get after it to play
Yeah, I
this game.
can't believe it. There's a
why
net
we
in
don't
the
know.
middle and 4 people, and they run around like they're crazy
Yeah.
around this net.
Yeah, it's a combination of volleyball and foursquare.
Gotcha.
If you remember foursquare,
Yeah.
From elementary school.
elementary school. I don't know how that's done, but
Yeah, okay, good. Well, that's another good event that's on Wednesday, July 14th. That takes us to Thursday, July 15th. Clint and Karen, tell us about the community theater. This is always a great piece of Fiesta Days,
Yes,
right?
it is.
We love going to that as a family.
Yeah.
But what's going on with the community theater this year?
This year, it's Disney's Freaky Friday,
Oh, nice.
and it runs from the 15th to the 24th. They have 2 matinees that start at 4 o'clock, one on the 17th and another one on the 24th. So if you can't make it to the evening play, then you can go to the matinees, which I thought was awesome too. I just think it's a great opportunity to show the talent that Spanish Fork has.
Yeah.
We have a lot of talent here, and this is a good way to go see the talent that we've all produced.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. So we invite you all to come and come watch Freaky Friday.
And it starts on the 15th, but goes all the way to the 24th,
24th.
right? Takes off Sunday, but goes to the 24th.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. The flag retirement ceremony is on the same day, Thursday, July 15th. Mark and Mindy.
Now, this is one of my favorite events, and always has been. If you have not ever attended a flag retirement ceremony, you need to be there. And you need to take your kids and your grandkids. They need to see this. The National Guard will put this on for us. They actually, it's kind of cool for the kids because they'll bring in a cannon and give a 21-gun salute, and those cannons are loud. And so it's very patriotic, the ceremony that's all done about this. And I challenge you to go and try not to cry, because I always do.
Yep. Yep. Starts at 7:30 that night.
Yes.
At the fairgrounds.
And if you have a flag to retire, bring it with you.
Yeah.
Bring it folded, and we'll take it and we'll retire that flag with honor.
Very good. And it should be reiterated, we've talked about some things you obviously pay for, for a softball tournament, things like that, but to get in the fairgrounds for flag retirement.
This is free.
Yeah.
And we'd like to ask you to support the troops by purchasing water and stuff down there. Those funds go to support our local guard.
Yeah. Very good, very good, very good ceremony that night, and you're right, one that I challenge you not to shed a tear. Very patriotic. Friday, July 16th is the Pyro Musical. Ron and Allison, tell us about this one.
That's one of our favorites.
Yes.
We always have such a huge turnout to that. Everybody loves it. They love the time that they can all sit around in the fields in their chairs or they're on their blankets. We have food trucks there. At 8 o'clock, we have the main band Party Rock project that we've had before and people really enjoy. But we also have a pre-concert by Pat Swenson, one of the local artists, that will be there performing starting at 6 o'clock. So come early, come hungry, bring your chairs, bring your blankets, and plan to stay late.
Yeah, and it's Friday night. Nobody's
Yeah.
working the next day. Come have a good time.
yeah.
Party into the night, right?
You know, maybe one thing to mention about that too, we need to give a big shout out to all the businesses that donated for that because,
Yeah.
you know, it's not easy to collect all the money and funds, but the businesses in Spanish Fork really stepped it up and really helped us out with that.
Yes, they did.
Good point. Good point. Saturday, the next day, car show at the sports park. Ron and Allison, this is a pretty good one too.
This is an excellent car show. I enjoyed it totally last year. There's a truck I kind of fell in love with. I haven't told Allison yet, but I'm going to buy it. But no, it's people come from all around to bring their vehicles, and they've got some beautiful vehicles down there.
Yeah.
You know, so take the time to come down and enjoy yourselves with this.
Yeah. 8 a.m. and it goes for a few hours
Yes,
that day, right?
it starts at 8 a.m. and ends at 1 p.m.
Okay. And you can come down, you can find shade. It's down at the sports
Right.
park. There's trees to get under and things like that.
Well, there's the food trucks will be there for
Perfect.
refreshments and something to eat. So you'll have everything there you need.
And you can pre-register online right now, or if for some reason you're not sure you're going to make it or not, and you decide that morning you want to come, 7:30 a.m. you can arrive and they'll register you and you can still participate.
Nice. Very good. Children's parade that same day on Saturday. Mark and Mindy, this is a good one too. Coming down Center Street at 9 a.m. Right?
Yep. Starts at the park school, goes all the way down Center, around the park, to the, what corner is it? The southwest
It'd be the
corner?
southwest corner.
Yeah, that's where it will end. We've had a great response. We've got a lot of entries, almost 500 kids so far. Scout groups, dance groups, ball teams, wards, neighborhood groups. So it's been really fun. They're going to be judged because anyone who has a float or any kind of an entry in the parade the royalty is going to judge them, and they'll give out a first, second, and third prize. So when you get to the end of the parade, don't leave. You might win.
You might have an award. It's one of my earliest memories of Fiesta Days is being in the children's parade, and I don't remember how old I was, but living down in Palmyra, they put me and Natalie Banks on a float, and there was a statue kind of thing of the Salt Lake Temple, and they made us pretend like we were married. And I said, I'm not holding her hand. I can't do that. I think I held it for a block, and they're like, we can stop doing that, right? But it's very cute to see all these kids riding their bikes, doing their things, and the hard work that goes into the floats too.
And
So
we've even had just individual kids who just want to be in the parade.
yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, feel free to show up that
and
morning.
Ride your bikes down there, right? Yeah.
Get involved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. They end at City Park, Clinton Karen, right?
Yep,
and
right.
then there's activities there, right?
Yep, right after the children's parade will be the children's activities in the park. We're excited for that. It's fun for the kids. They're free, everything's free. They can just come and enjoy themselves, get their faces painted, their fingernails painted, play the games, win prizes. We're going to have a punch card for them to start with, and we'll stamp their hands so that we can get them all started on the great activities. It's a great day.
It's a wonder. Have you really been to Fiesta Days if your kid doesn't have face or paint? all
That's
over
right.
the place?
That's right.
And they want to sleep with it.
That's right. They want to take it off. Yeah, I
They'll
got
be there
kids like
tomorrow
that.
too. It might be smudged, but they'll be there.
So the next day, Sunday, July 18th, takes us to Sunday night in the park. I really love this event too. Tradition of my family to be there. But you've got great performers Sunday night at the park. Tell us about that.
We have the Utah Valley Orchestra coming, which I think is really interesting. I love to listen to them, but I did find out that they are the longest established community orchestra in, I guess, in Utah,
Wow.
or in the Valley at least.
Wow.
And all of the musicians are local Utah Valley musicians. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And they play all kinds of music, everything from patriotic to movie themes and
Yeah.
classics.
Sunday night, 7:30, bring your lawn chairs or blankets, right?
Yeah, there'll
Hang
be
out.
some seating,
Yeah.
but we always just bring our blanket and lawn
Get
chairs and
comfortable.
treats.
And I guess by that time we'll have the huge tents up as well, right, for people to get out of the heat. If
Yep.
we're still in 105 degrees, we are. It's yeah, great night. Sunday, July 18th, Sunday night in the park. Monday we go to the DUP museum tours, and again this speaks a little bit maybe to the generation that hasn't been here a long time
Yeah.
in Spanish Fork, not even knowing that there is such a thing as the DUP. Tell us about that,
Yeah,
Karen.
there is a museum on
Yeah.
Main Street. They're going to be open on the 19th and the 22nd from 10 to 2. You can go in there and take a tour and look at all of the great pioneer activities and items that they have to look at, and just see, maybe you'll see one of your relatives' items in there,
Yeah.
Do you know
So-
where on Main Street it's located, Karen?
at the Memorial Building.
Oh, it is in the Memorial Building, in front of the
Yeah.
Memorial Building.
I always remember my grandma going to DUP, and I don't know until I was probably in my 20s that I knew Daughters of the Utah Pioneers
yeah.
is what that is,
That's
which
what
is
it
really
stands
cool for the heritage of Spanish Fork and the pioneer heritage that we have
Yeah.
that's settled here. So very cool. So get those tours on July 19th, Monday, July 19th, and then Tuesday, July 20th, we get into our first day at the rodeo. Tell us about that, Ron and Allison, what's happening on the 20th.
This is the Extreme Bowls competition.
And you'll be on one this year.
Yes, yes, in fact. No, I am one.
This is my favorite.
Yeah.
Everybody loves a good rodeo, but everybody likes the bull riding. And so this is just all bull riding, and you get to have a lot of excitement, and it moves quickly, and
Yeah.
Well,
everybody.
these young men are great athletes. You know, you think, oh, I could sit on one of them, but not a chance.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of power there, and these young men are, I mean, they take a chance every time they get on. So come and support them and let them know that you're behind them, because there's some great athletes.
Yeah. Yep. That'll promise to be
From everywhere.
all over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes international, right?
Yes.
We've had bull riders from Brazil that are coming here and trying to win money in our PRCA
Yes.
rodeo. So very cool.
And it's at 7 p.m.
Okay, starts at 7 p.m. at the fairgrounds. Wednesday, July 21st starts us off with the sidewalk sales. Again, another good thing about our Main Street is those Main Street businesses participating in the sidewalk sales. How many days does that go?
It goes from the 21st to the 24th,
Okay.
and I go every year. I love it. I love to shop anyway, but this year
Mark doesn't look at the credit
No,
cards.
I'm not
4
necessarily
days.
going
Yeah.
to the side.
I need him home. But this year they're doing a poker run, which
Yeah.
is kind of fun. And all the businesses, the local businesses, are contributing some great prizes. And if you want to know more about that, the rules and everything are at SpanishForkChamber.com.
Very good. Very good. So in conjunction with the chamber is putting on
Yeah.
the sidewalk sales.
Maybe I'll attend.
You'll come this
I've been on poker runs on my motorcycle, so this kind of intrigued me. Maybe I can win something.
That's how we're getting you there, Mark. Yeah, we're going to
Just
get you
don't
there.
follow me
He's all
around.
practiced up.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if Mark's not there, I know where we could find him at the craft fair, which happens same kind of time, 21st to the 24th. Clint and Karen, this is a big one for Spanish Fork too. The craft fair, that takes a lot of work. For you to get going.
Another great event. I believe we're going to have 80 booths there, all
Yeah.
signed up. Couple of changes from previous years. We used to be over by the city offices, by the Thurber School. Now everything's going to move over on the east side of Main Street, over by the library. I know that there's a lot of people that put a lot of work in to make this happen. Amy Rasmussen and her group have been working hard to get everything coordinated with the new layout and try to make everything work, and they've done a fantastic job with that. But I would challenge y'all to come out and see the craftiness that we've got going on in our community, because I'm sure that there'll be some really neat stuff there to buy, and just come on out and support our local people.
Perfect. If you don't run into Mark at the sidewalk sales or the craft fair, I'll bet you can find him the same day at the food vendors. Is
Absolutely.
that what we can find you? Okay, the food vendors in
Besides the
park.
flag retirement, food vending is my thing. As you can look at me, I am an expert. Now, I always like to bring my family down to the park every night and sample a new product along there. There's excellent food vendors, and they're usually all local people that we're supporting, and the food is great. And if you just run into me, I can give you a brief synopsis on everything that's down there.
You will sample everything, right?
I will
Make sure it's
sample
safe.
everything.
Yeah. Good,
And
good.
I will be there.
Yeah, I'll be there with you, Mark. That's one of my favorite. That night, the carnival we're having a carnival, right?
Yeah.
It's still, tell us where it's at and.
So the carnival will be in the same location that we've had it in the
Okay.
past.
All right.
This year, they're not doing the buddy passes, but they are selling pre-tickets online at the sffiestadays.com. They are only selling those up until the 19th, or if they sell out before the 19th, they won't have any more available. So if you're planning on going to the carnival, it's well worth getting online and getting the discount tickets for your kids and enjoying the fun.
And you can you can find that online where to buy tickets
At
from.
the sffiestadays.com.
Perfect. Same
Yep.
website. Perfect. Okay, so if you're not going to the carnival that night, you should probably be going to the rodeo because that's the first night of the normal
Yes,
rodeo, right?
PRCA Fiesta Days Rodeo is at the fairgrounds, and it runs July 20th through the 24th, and it's the 79th annual rodeo. It is separate from the extreme bulls, but you might have the same athletes, bull riders at this too, because this is a competition again for, like you say, some pay. So at Spanish Fork has always known how to rodeo. Since I was little, we've had a rodeo. 79 years, and that's close to my
That's
age.
about your age. Yeah.
Many moons have passed over. But some of the best cowboys in the nation, well, worldwide, come to this rodeo. It's sanctioned by the PRCA. They get points. You know, they get a name.
Right.
So
We've actually, for the past 62 years, had sold out every night. So this is something that you got to get your tickets early,
Right.
or you may not get tickets.
Right.
So
Right. I will tell you, in that vein, the rodeo has got so big that it is popular throughout the state. So it's not just Spanish Fork people going there anymore,
Exactly.
right? But it's a lot of people traveling in from out of town and stuff, attending the rodeo. I gave this caution in City Council a couple weeks ago, but check first, if you don't have your tickets already, sfcitytix.com,
Yes.
right? That's
Yes,
the
that is it.
website to buy tickets
rodeo
to the rodeo. sfcitytix.com. There are other places to buy them out there. Frankly, they're a lot more in price, right? And so people trying to resell the tickets
their
that they
tickets.
bought, things like that.
Yes.
So search the city's website first for rodeo tickets, and you're right, you will see the best rodeo in the
Yes.
state. Yeah.
and luckily we have that huge, nice arena that we're able to
Oh, it's awesome.
seat
That's a
so
great-
many more people than in the past. So
There's not a bad seat,
No.
right?
No, there is not a bad
exactly,
seat.
there isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one more shout out on that too. We really need to thank the Diamond Fork Riding Club. Those guys,
Yeah.
I mean, they're behind the
Hours.
scenes taking care of all that
Yeah.
stuff. They've got a lot of volunteers, and
Yeah.
they make it really good for the fans to be able to show up, as well as the cowboys that are in the events
Yes,
as
well,
well.
and the Diamond Fork Riding Club, they work during it too. They're,
Right.
you know, they're not
Keeping
done
it
right
running.
when, you know, the cowboys show up, they're done.
Yeah.
Diamond Fork Rodeo works their tails off to keep this going.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
you know, we do want to thank them.
The rodeo wouldn't be what it is without the Diamond Fork Riding Club.
No.
Right? Yeah. So family night in the park is that night as well. So if you're not at the rodeo on Wednesday night, if that's not your night to go to the rodeo, you can be at the park, right? And we got some events happening there. What's going on?
If you want to come down and relax and have a blast and have a lot of good humor, come on down and see the HYPNO HICK. He does a great job. Sean D, we've had him for a few years, and it's just amazing. He comes up with new stuff every year, and it's just a blast to just sit back and watch what he does with with the hypnosis. It's really funny. just challenge y'all to come down. That's on July 21st at 7:30 p.m. If you read in the magazine what they say, it says you will laugh until your boots fall off. I really honestly believe that is the truth. It is funny.
It is pretty
Have a
good.
time.
Yeah. You don't necessarily want to be the person on stage. being
No.
hypnotized.
No.
I was going to volunteer you.
Is that right? I was going to volunteer Mark.
I can't.
Mark, he'll do anything.
I can't.
He'll be at the food vendor.
I'll be there.
So Thursday, that takes us to Thursday, the 22nd. Holy cow, we have so many things going on. The DUP baby quilt sale and Pioneer Games on the 22nd, the next day. What time does that start? Where's it at?
That's at the Memorial Building also, where they
Okay.
have the Pioneer Museum.
Perfect.
Starts at 10 o'clock to 2. And you can buy baby quilts there, burp cloths, and that are all homemade by the Daughters of the Utah Pioneers, and
Yeah.
they're very, very talented.
Yeah.
So, and then they're going to have Pioneer Games there, teach the kids in our neighborhoods the Pioneer games that they used to play. So it'll be fun.
Very cool.
So from 10 to 2
Good.
on the 22nd.
Good. And then that night, obviously, we still have the rodeo going on, the food vendors in the park, the carnival's going on, but another event in the park that night too, right? Which is a very cool addition, I think, to Spanish Fork that's come, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago or something. But I really like this too. What's going on
Spanish
that
Fork's
night?
got talent.
Yeah.
And we do. We really do have talent. The registration is closed. They have 15 contestants all lined up to perform that night. So it's a great time to come and watch the talent that we have in Spanish Fork. And there's prizes. There's 3 prizes for second and third place. And everyone who participates in that will get a medal. And so it's a great opportunity to see our talent in Spanish Fork and enjoy a relaxing evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good time at the park that night too. Okay, Friday, July 23rd, we have the golf tournaments up at the beautiful Oaks at Spanish Fork. And I don't even know, this might be full. It's a 2-man best ball tournament.
Yeah, it might be full, but check.
Yeah.
Go on to the SF Fiesta Days and check, or check up with at the golf course. They can tell you if it's full or not.
Okay.
But we know our golf course is beautiful and it's a fun place to play, and they have a great tournament going on there with a lot of good prizes. So if you haven't registered and there's still openings, get on it.
Perfect. A great golf course, and up by it is a world-class facility. I know that's revered through the nation of where our gun club is, and the shoot going on up there, right?
Exactly.
That
And
happens the same day?
Yes, it is, and it's the July 23rd through the 25th. Then the shooters must be ATA members to participate. If you want to participate, contact the gun club at 801-804-4600.
Nice. All in a day. You could do the rodeo, you could shoot a gun, you could play golf. You could do-
Yeah.
Talk about a
It
party.
don't get any better than
Yeah,
that.
talk about a party.
Start in the morning and just don't go home till midnight.
Don't go home. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Isn't that what we do?
Yeah, that's what we do.
So,
So the street dance that night also, right? It happens. We shut down Center Street. Is it still on Center Street, or where are we
Yep,
having
it's
it?
still on
is.
Center Street.
Okay.
We're having the same band come back again this year. They have been around doing it for many years, haven't
Yeah,
they?
they're awesome. They're a
It's-
great band.
Yeah. And I noticed today on Facebook that Karen put that was one of her favorite events, but I think we all like that event. It's a time where you see everybody out on the street dancing. They are not worried about who's around or what's going on. The little kids have an absolute ball.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can stay up till the wee hour of the morning again.
Yep.
And they not only play music for us older people, but they play music for kids, and it's just a great variety of music. So it is really, really fun.
That's a great point. It's a good mix, all the way
It
from your
is.
little
Yeah.
kids
Yep.
jumping around dancing to the hits today, and
Baby
and,
Shark.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everything else in
Hokey
between.
pokey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Friday night, make sure to join us at the street dance right there at this Main Street and Center, and have a good time. And that only wraps up the first 12 days of Fiesta Days. So, I mean, there's a whole lot more. We're going to take a break and catch our breath, and we'll come right back to talk about more of the great Fiesta Days events. So far, we've gone through 12 days of wonderful activities. Really fills the couple of weeks to a month of Fiesta days, right? And it must take a lot of manpower to pull this party off. My resident linguist that I ask what Spanish words mean is Councilman Brandon Gordon with me, and Fiesta days, right? Fiesta means party. So boy, do you guys know how to throw a party. So thanks for all those details to tell all of our residents what they should not miss out upcoming in Fiesta days. But before we get back to the schedule, we're going to land on the 24th of July here. Obviously, Fiesta days, the big day. But before that, tell me a little bit about the manpower that it takes to pull something like this together. I know you guys spend July a lot of times, away from your families because you're working on this, away from your jobs, away from a lot of things, maybe away from sleep as well when you're worrying about this stuff. But tell me a little bit, Clint and Karen, let's start with you. You've been in this for a bit now. Tell me a little bit about the secret sauce of how this really comes together.
It is amazing to see what this community does. Everywhere you look, every one of these events that you see going on, there's at least 5 to 7 people that are out, boots on the ground, taking care of stuff with each one of those activities, along with a multitude of other groups that are coordinating to making sure that everything is in place, all the way from the mayor to the city council to the Spanish Fork City utilities and all the different things that have to happen. Just think about, all the different logistical things that happen with golf carts and making sure the roads are put in place, the police department. I mean, you could go on and on and on and think about all that, but it takes a lot of people to make this work, and my hat's off to them, because I really did not know or realize how much work it takes until we got in this position, and now you can see that, and it's huge.
Yeah.
And it's not a job to us, it's fun.
Yeah.
We come and we have fun. We've gained new friends. We gain new friends in the city. There's been several people that have volunteered to help with Fiesta Days. Just sent an email to Stacy and said, hey, what can we do to help for the Fiesta Days this year? And we really, really appreciate that too, because we have been putting them to work.
Yeah.
Because it takes an army. It's fun.
Mark and Mindy, did you get worried when they says, hey, come do this with us, and now you're a year in, you're like, what did we get ourselves in?
Kind of.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think they've been tracking us for years to try to get us involved, but we want to get involved. We want to be part of the community and help and stuff like that. And the city workers, I see them every day at my employment, and I'm always making city worker jokes like everybody else, but those guys put a lot of hours in to pull this off. There is no way this would happen without their effort and all that, all the city employees. I'd like to thank them for that.
Yeah, that's good. They need that sometimes, because it's not easy to work in the public eye whatsoever, right? And to pull off a finished product that maybe the public only sees as, hey, this is a great event. All the work that goes behind that. I mean, I think of you have a parade where livestock comes down, horses come down a parade and lead the parade. Someone cleans up after the horses. I mean, what a volunteer aspect in every respect of the words. How, you've spent a couple of years into this, it's your year. What do you say to the volunteers?
Well, I'd like to thank them. They put many hours. We're fortunate enough to be able to be here to do this and coordinate, but it's the people in the background that do it all for us. I mean, it's amazed me. I've learned so much and met so many great people doing this, that Spanish Fork is a giving town, and it always has been. I didn't realize just how much until we got involved in this. It's amazing with the great people we have.
Yeah.
When they first asked us, I thought, man, how are we ever going to pull that off? It's so much work. But we have been so amazed at the number of people that it takes to run the whole thing. It isn't just us 6 running this. There's so many people behind the scenes. And even the community picking up their trash after themselves, cleaning up, seeing trash and picking it up, or helping somebody cross the road, or just even the public deserves a big applause, because they enjoy the activities, they want to be there, and they want to help out.
Yeah.
whether they've been asked to do it or not. So we are super lucky, and we've enjoyed it.
And I think you're going to see that even more this year, where we had a year where it was a little bit missed out of
Yeah.
being together,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And now everybody's going to really want to be together.
Yeah, and I'd like to add that I think I speak for all of us that I wish I could name each and every volunteer, but I want to express to them for all of us,
Yep.
thank you for everything you put in. We couldn't do without each and every one of you. You know, so don't feel like you're not needed, but you're the most important of this whole production.
Are not noticed, because we notice them.
Yes.
Yes.
We do.
Have the general public walking around, will we see them in T-shirts and stuff like that at events and stuff? Will we be able to recognize them at helping out with
Sure,
events?
they'll have their red T-shirts on, and on the back of them it says staff, is that?
Spanish Fork team.
Yeah,
Team.
Spanish Fork team, SF team on
Very
it.
good.
Oh, yeah.
So they'll be walking around in their red T-shirts.
So if you see them, Spanish Fork residents, tell them thank you. It's a whole lot of
Yeah.
work. Especially, obviously, if you see these people, you will see them at a whole lot of events. It has been a huge part of their life the last few years. And so please make sure they're gracious enough to say thanks to everybody else, but tell them thanks. I know what they go through, and you guys have just done a great job bringing this all together. So kudos to you as well.
Thank you.
Thanks,
you.
we appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
The pay isn't very good. But
There's pay?
yeah.
Got a
There
free
is pay.
T-shirt.
There is pay. Honestly, there is.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
the thanks and
Sure.
meeting everybody is pay.
Yeah. Back to the schedule. Saturday, July 24th, the big day of Fiesta Days. Oh man, you guys will need plenty of Diet Cokes.
Here we go.
However you stay awake, you're just going to need them on hand that day. It starts early in the morning with the Speedy Spaniard 10K road race. Mark and Mindy, tell us about that. I'm going to publicly on camera call out Seth Perrins, our city manager. If he doesn't run and take somewhere in the top, third of that race, he's not a real runner. I always give him stuff for that. But
There's the challenge.
there's the challenge. He better do it. But the 10K race, this is great. The Speedy Spaniard.
I'd like to challenge everybody that's down at the food booth with me to register and run in this.
Help yourself. Right?
Yeah, that's a challenge I'm throwing out there. So registration is July 16th through the 21st. Entry fee is $20. It starts at 6:30 a.m. at Canyon View Park on the 24th. And the route is from Canyon View Park down the river trail to the sports park.
Yeah.
This is a fun race. One year I decided to lace my shoes up and I went and entered and did it. It took several days to recover.
I thought you were going to say to finish.
It took several hours to finish,
You didn't win?
No.
but they give away prizes and there's food and it's a neat event and it is well attended too. So
Yeah.
Yes, we have a lot of
Participate in it.
athletes
We
in
do.
Spanish Fork, a lot of walkers and runners, a lot of people that come from out of town that just love that trail.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
a great place to be.
So make sure, that the trail, that's a great point. Now it's on the trail. So
Yeah.
I'm talking about beauty and getting to run. If running's not very fun, which it isn't for me, at least it's the beauty of
Yeah,
being
you're
on the
right.
trail.
The
doing it,
trail's the
right?
best.
Right.
Yeah. There's a mile run as well. It starts at the sports park, right? So,
Yep, it's for kids 12 and under.
okay.
And it's just a mile. And it begins and ends at the sports park.
Perfect.
Pre-registration July 9th through the 15th. It's $12. Final registration is July 16th to the 21st.
Nice.
And that's $15. And you can get a t-shirt if you want for the Speedy Spaniard and this mile run. They're $7. It's optional. You don't have to have a t-shirt if you don't want to.
Can they buy it there? Do you know, Mindy?
I
Or do they
don't.
get the T-shirt at the,
We
For
might.
registration.
probably at registration when
Yeah,
they register?
yeah. Yeah.
Very good. I like making the kids run rather than myself running. I think that's a good
Cheer 'em
thing
on.
for
That's
me.
right.
Yeah, I'll
Cheer
go
'em.
cheer them on. This gets us to one of the biggest parts of Fiesta Days that morning as well. Starts at 9 a.m. The Grand Parade, starting right down Center Street. Tell us about that, Clint and Karen. You've seen it for a few years and been in it for a few years.
Another fantastic event on the 24th, starts at 9 a.m. We talked about the rodeo and how it was hard to get seats at the rodeo. Same thing going on in the parade. If you want to participate in the parade and have a good place, make sure you get there early and get your spot all cold out so you've got a good place to be. And there has been a few changes now with the parade. We're actually going to start at the top of Center Street up by the Diamond Fork School up there, so be aware of that, those of you that are participating. I believe, we were talking last night and I heard that there were somewhere around 181 entries, I believe it is. So a significant amount of entries, so you're going to be very well entertained. Come on out and support our Grand Marshals, Neil and Susan Taylor. We want to congratulate them. They're great people. And also come out and see our Pioneer Spirit Award, Steve Wilson. We want to make sure that those folks get an opportunity to be seen publicly, and great members of our community, and along with all the other things that we see there, right? We see baseball teams and all the businesses that want to enter, and there are just so many things that you can see in that parade and get familiar with what our community is all about.
Yeah, seems like a great community time, right? To get together with everybody and wave hello to people you know in the parade, and they're waving back. Just a good community spirit. Now, if somebody can't make it there, if it's physical reasons of can't being there, or the heat's a little much for them, if it's hot that day, that morning already, can they watch it as well? How else can they see it?
All televised live. We've got people that'll be calling out the different floats, and so they'll be acknowledged. You'll know who they are, but all televised. Again, people behind the scenes that are going to take care of all that. People that are working hard right here with us right now today will be there and taking care of that event as well.
Yeah, what a beautiful resource you have in Spanish Fork that can be covered live for people to be able to watch that might not be able to get out of their home and enjoy it with us. So if you can't get down there in person, watch it live on Channel 17. Now, one reminder, the fog lines, right, on the side of the street, it's you guys get the fun job of making sure kids don't cross into the area of the parade of vehicles and everything else, and just be safe, right?
Correct.
But we also get the fun job to throw candy past the fog line to make the kids stay behind.
Kids, if you want your candy, be behind
the line. Yeah.
These fine people.
I just want to encourage the Spanish Fork residents too, especially the ones that we've been here for a long time and we're used to our little parade section that we go and get and save year to year, that we need to make room and allow other people to come into our space and let them enjoy the parade too, because that's been one of the complaints, that there's not enough parade route for everyone to be able to participate and see. So I just encourage everybody to get to know whoever wants to come and sit by them and let them enjoy the parade.
That's a great point. Our chairs might have only been 1 or 2 deep in the past because of our population, but again, 44,000 people now trying to enjoy the parade, right? It might need to be 3 or 4 or 5 chairs deep and blankets deep, and just get to know each other. They're your neighbors and friends too, and living in your city. So
there's no 6 feet ordinance this year.
Yes, there is not. There's not.
No social distancing.
That's right. That's right. Be safe together and grow together, just like your tagline says. So I love it. Happening that day as well is the outdoor quilt show, right? So again, some opportunities to see some really cool quilts.
Yep.
Where does that take place at?
It's at the Hughes Pioneer Park,
and
that's right by Barry's on Main Street, and it goes from 9 to 5. And they have some wonderful quilts there.
Yeah.
Really, really talented quilters. And you can, if you'd like to bring a quilt to show, you can drop off your quilts on the 23rd, the night of the 23rd, from 6 to 8 there at the park. And you can join in on showing everybody your talent.
Yeah.
And there's prizes.
The thing I love about getting in there at that time, a lot of people don't even know until you walk in to the Hughes area that even exists. That really cool old home with those old cabins that are around it too and stuff like that. And so they're gracious to let you come in there and look at the quilts and look at things.
And it's shady, cool. So if you're hot that day, you can kind of go back there and get a little bit of shade, and it's fun.
And get your milkshake at Barry's too.
There you go.
Yeah. Or your shave ice at the food truck.
There you go. Yep, all sorts of things. After that, there's entertainment in the park, right? Following the parade. So this is a family tradition of ours. It seems like we just move our chairs around Spanish Fork that day. So what's going on at the park after?
We have a huge lineup of entertainment that day. Following the parade, we've got lots of different talents that will be there, and we just invite everyone to come and spend the day. If you need to go home and have a nap and come back, it'll be going on the whole day. So come and enjoy whatever time you can.
Perfect. Come and go as you please at the city park. Lots of entertainment. The water park, we can cool off at the water park that day. It's open. right?
It's open from 1 to 6.
Okay.
And they're going to have prize drawings throughout the time, and they'll have music, and it'll just be a big party. Cool
Yeah.
off and be wet and have fun.
Yeah. The cool off and wet with adopted ducks in the river as well. Is that where they're going still? Doing that?
Yep, so we just want to challenge everybody to come out and support our local fire department. I'm sure that we all know that they're running their Adopt a Duck program. There's all kinds of different places where you can go and buy tickets and enter. Just go online again to sffiestadays.com and you'll be able to find out those locations, or just take a drive down Main Street and you'll probably see 3 of them right off the side of the road.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunity there. Another good thing about that is that there's a really good opportunity to win some pretty significant prizes. I mean, it's anywhere from $100 to $1,000 prize. So
Yeah.
that's pretty dang good. And then also you've got the Children's Adopted Duck as well, where they can enter $1, and there's some awards and different things that go on with that as well. So
Yeah.
great way to support our firefighters and come out and have a good time. And
Well, and you see them around Fiesta Days, not just doing their regular jobs of what they do every day to protect us and serve us, but they're also carrying a heavy lift in the aspect of getting Fiesta Days ready, right,
sure.
and taking care of us. So it's a great way to give back to them in the Adopt a Duck event. And then it takes us to our pre-fireworks concert. The carnival's obviously going on. You have the rodeo going on that night, but our pre-fireworks concert, because this is the last big bang of our fireworks, right?
Exactly.
Happens that night
It
as
is.
well.
It starts at 8 p.m. at the sports park, and if you don't have tickets to the carnival or the rodeo, come and enjoy this. I mean, they're a good band. Bring your family, neighbors, the dog. Or maybe better to leave the dog
Leave
home.
the dog home.
But,
Yeah.
Fireworks are going to happen. They're going to run wild.
I'll leave me home.
Yeah.
But just come and enjoy yourself. The band will be the FLASHBAck brothers.
Yeah.
And I've seen them, and they're great.
Yep.
They're really great. So come and enjoy it.
Yep. And fireworks start at
10 p.m. or after the rodeo.
okay.
Right
So-
around 10 o'clock.
Around.
Yeah.
It's always a fun time to be down there. If you don't have tickets to the rodeo that night, you're down there, and man, it seems like all the Spanish Fork's there already,
Yeah.
and you're throwing frisbee, you're doing your things. They
They're
turn the
Playing
lights.
cornhole.
Yeah,
They're just
dancing to the good music and everything, and then just waiting for fireworks to start. So,
Right.
very good night too. Yeah.
can you believe how many significant events the city puts on that are free? For
Yes.
2 solid weeks and more,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all these free opportunities to come out and be entertained and have a great time.
Yeah.
It's,
Awesome.
it's huge.
Steve Wilson said that about newer residents and not knowing maybe what's going on, but really said, hey, if you can't find multiple things to happen for free with your family during these next couple of weeks, it's on you, right?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
stuff's
You're not
happening.
looking very hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So
There's lots.
yeah, so that's a huge day. The 24th is a huge day, obviously. That is Fiesta Days, and it doesn't stop the work of you guys. You guys, think you take a breath and everything else, but Fiesta Days even goes on after that, right? Still ends into July. Mark and Mindy, there's a tennis tournament, right?
There is, and you need to register for that. The last day for registration is tomorrow, and it's singles, doubles, mixed doubles, men, women, girls, boys, all ages, all abilities. It's a great tournament. It's put on and sponsored from the city, and if I'm not a tennis player, but if you are, get involved with this.
Yeah. That's a good event to wrap it up too. A lot of people in town that like to get into a lot of athletic events, and that's a good one. That's always at the end of Fiesta Days too. So, hey, that is 2 weeks of fun-filled but heavily filled activities that you guys have planned and that you guys will be put on with all the volunteers in Spanish Fork. Again, thank you from me. Thank you from the city. I know the mayor extends his thanks as well for all the hard work that you do. We're excited to see you next week in City Council as well and kind of go over this again. But anything else that you'd like to say to citizens of Spanish Fork about this year's celebration, about what it's meant to you and your family, and how serving in this capacity has meant to you? Let's start with you guys.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed this. When we were asked, I'm thinking, you know, this is going to be interesting. And it's been more than interesting. It's been a great experience. Met a lot of great people. You know, I've got to spend time with people. I've met new friends, you know, and it's been great. The city, I think the council, well, city employees, they've all put out great effort. And I just thank each and every one of you.
I think it's been super rewarding. People wonder, why would you say yes to something like this? But it's super rewarding, and you just get to see so many people come out and be together. And I think what Ron and I would want to encourage most of all is that come out. Just come out and give it a try. If you're one of those people that haven't ventured out and tried it out, try it out, and you'll be back every year from now on.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Mark, Mindy?
It's always been an event in our family
Yep.
since I was a little kid. And I just want to invite everybody to join in the community, in this event. You'll be surprised how much fun you're going to have.
Very
And
family friendly.
and how rewarding it is to be there and participate.
Very good. Clint and Karen, you've seen it for a few years now in this side of it. What would you like to?
We didn't always go to every single event before. We'd hit and miss here and there. And so some of the events I hadn't even been to, like the street dance, which is now my favorite, and I will encourage everybody to go to that one, especially because it's just so fun, and it brings out the fun in you. You become a more fun person by participating in fun with other people. So I've really enjoyed that, and I've really enjoyed all the new people that we've met and the friends, and I just invite everybody to come and have a great time at Fiesta Days. It's awesome.
Very good.
Yeah, everybody come on out. It's been great for me. I love our community. I just can't say enough about how many good people live in this community that give selfless service and look out for their fellow man. And so thank you all for being the kind of community that you are. We thoroughly enjoy that. A great place to raise your family and feel comfortable. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. It's just a great place. So thank you. Come on out and celebrate with us and have a good time.
Perfect. Stay close to your magazine. All the events are in here. Also stay close to SFCN 17. They'll be having commercials for what's coming up. They'll also replay all the events if you happen to miss one. So Channel 17 is a great resource, again, for Spanish Fork and people to keep up with what's going on with Fiesta Days and with the city as a whole. So Ron and Allison Nielsen, thank you. Mark and Mindy Warner, thank you. And Clint and Karen Muhlstein, thank you so much for your service in this capacity to your city, to Fiesta Days as a whole. We owe you a debt of gratitude, and we hope you get a nap in August, because you won't get it here in the end of July. But thank you so much again for your service, and we're excited to party with you. If you see these people during Fiesta Days, tell them thank you, and come have fun with all of us. Come party with all of us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.